here we are with our great friend and
So we're
brother.
recording.
Yes, it's recording.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I hope. I'm talking from my mobile phone, and I hope I don't need Wi-Fi. But I think we should be okay. Cool.
It should be okay. It should be okay. So, um, we have a very special guest today at Pure Expression, Amazing Unknowns. The independent channel for great minds, where great minds meet and freely speak and express themselves. So, my great friend and brother of light, Richard Torres, that we go so back, we go so back, you know. So present yourself in briefly present yourself to the listeners, the potential listeners.
Hello. I don't need to present myself to you because we know ourselves. We've known each other for many years,
Yeah.
going back to high school, back in Voltaire in France, and that's it. How do I present myself? I am a second language, or an English second language as a second language teacher.
Yeah.
Been living in Spain for the last 10 years,
Wow.
and I've always had expressed an interest in the arts, I suppose, a bit of drawing, painting, and the old skateboarding. I think that's about it, roughly.
Well, that's already quite amazing. I mean, a globetrotter. You're a polyglot. You speak many different languages, at least five, I think. Um,
Whoa,
you're
three and a
humanist.
half.
You're humanist, a writer at your times, and a calligraphist. Please tell us about your passion with calligraphy, graffiti, and the whole counterculture of skateboarding. How did it start? What led you there?
Okay. Let's see. Calligraphy, I just saw when I was roughly 12 years old. I saw somebody just doing it with a biro. So I think his name with a biro in class. And I was next to my friend Mark Silva at the time. And I saw that my friend was like, whoa, look at that. And that
Yeah.
was it, basically. That was the beginning of it. And obviously, as I started getting older, I started getting into it slowly. And it was when, what was that, at least 20, in my late 20s, I suppose, already. Mid to late 20s, I started just doing, messing about with it and having an amazing time.
Yeah.
I started off with getting inspiration, basically just copying alphabets from Old English lettering, basically. Like the kind of
Wow.
stuff you have at the top of newspapers, the stuff they used to use in royalty kind of thing.
Okay.
And then just adapting it to my style, I suppose, just doing it my way. Some people say it looks a bit Arabic or
Exactly.
Oriental. Well, that's what. Yeah, and it's not something I did purposefully, I suppose. I don't know if some of the people well, I studied, I suppose, or took inspiration from, affected that. But yeah, there you go. That's what I've been messing about. Really, it's just not something I do a lot of. It's something I really like, and I have to just try and inspire or try and remain creative.
It,
Try and find new ideas for. But yeah, it's something I really like.
so
Um,
so how do you,
graffitiing or painting and writing your name on walls and stuff.
yeah.
That came about as well around the same time. I was in Spain and just started messing around with aerosol cans, and it's something that you need to put a lot of time into as well. And yeah, I don't know what else to say, just apart from the fact I love it.
So but
And
for
it's cool.
as a
And
as a creative,
as a grown man, I just feel like I'm a child or still living as a teenager.
well,
I
we
feel a bit guilty, but at the same time, it's a blessing in a way.
it's a blessing because I think it's Lao Tzu who said who is called the old boy, right? And um,
Yeah.
exactly, and I think it's Einstein who said that the secret to keep your genius is to remain a child. Have
Uh-huh.
a childlike approach to
Absolutely.
things. So, I think that this is the silver lining. We're full of judgmental, perception of the culture and etc. But exactly how I mean, how do you relate to culture and counterculture? I know that you have an anthropological background, and we share that. We are both anthropological. How could I say researchers? And I think the research never stops because the topic is man. So, how do you relate anthropologically, psychologically, and personally to the culture of the 21st century in a digital age? What do you think of the world and the trends
Artistically, you mean?
on
Or just
on on
culturally?
on on, on all levels, artistically, culturally, psychologically, economically? You know,
I think we're, I guess we're getting older,
yeah,
so it's easy for us to just say, this new generation, they've got all
yeah,
this technology, they're just completely dependent on their mobile phones, everything's,
yeah,
everything's easy for them, we have to do things differently.
yeah,
But I think they have their own challenges as well. I think we just have to try and, I don't know, try and remain healthy and just not forget about what's important in life, I suppose, what makes us happy. Um, it's a crazy world.
it's a crazy
It's a
world.
crazy world, and I think if you have something that keeps you healthy and sane, which basically helps you to meditate and
Yeah,
relax,
yeah,
such as any kind of sport or art. That's just me. That's my point of view. That's what makes me happy. What keeps me healthy. If if you analyze the way of the world, I think no, culturally, yeah, we grew up in an age in the 90s, 80s, and 90s
yeah. The
where
Chernobyl.
culture was, I don't know, associated to material things like
mm,
VHS tapes,
exactly.
cassette CDs, vinyl.
CDs. Exactly.
Now
Exactly.
it's all digital. It seems a bit, yeah, a bit crazy. We have so much access to everything, but we all know this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess you have to be selective
You have to be
and just do
super
what works for
selective.
you.
You have to be super selective in a world where they say that we produce more information now in 2 days than we have in the last million of years. So,
What's that? Sorry, you're cutting out.
um, statistics say that we generate more information in 2 days now,
Yeah.
nowadays than we have produced in a million of years, knowing that we haven't even been here
That's
for a million of
crazy.
years. Yeah, so imagine,
Yeah.
imagine the
And our monkey brains are still there trying to cope with all that information.
exactly,
We don't have the same monkey brain, so it's a bit.
exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of.
So, do you have a spiritual discipline or a spiritual practice? You mentioned meditation to kind of channel your
Yes,
energy.
definitely a lot of meditation going on
Okay.
because I guess I'm a super anxious and stressed and angry person, and I definitely need, yeah, I guess some spiritual,
Outlet.
how do you call it? Not shelter, yeah, some spiritual guidance. And
Yeah.
you need to channel all that energy and thoughts. Um, you, in the same way we're bombarded with information constantly. I think the brain is the most is the worst thing
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
if it's not guided and channeled. It
And
can be the most
discipline.
beautiful thing in the world, and it can be like something pretty sometimes it's hard to live with your own self, with
That's
your own
true.
mind, with your own thoughts,
Yeah.
especially if they're negative.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a constant thing I do every day to just try and meditate. To be careful of what I think about and what I think. It sounds super trite and super corny, but it is very, very true. Just your mind is a garden, or just be careful what you plant in there. You don't want to have any weeds
Yeah.
in there. You
Yeah.
don't want to plant any bad seeds because they will grow. They
That's
won't
true.
go anywhere.
That's true.
So
That's true.
yeah, that's something I'm learning now with 35. When I'm at the age of 35, at the mature age of 35,
Well,
and that's
it's
something I definitely think should be taught at schools. I am a teacher, or training to be a teacher at the moment.
yeah.
I have been teaching languages for 10 years,
That's an
but I
amazing.
don't know. That's
That's an amazing thing.
something.
To transmit knowledge like that. Uh, what? Yeah.
But what kind of that's the thing? Like, you have to look for the curriculum. What do you teach? What are we teaching our children to become?
The most
To think for
equipped.
ourselves,
The most.
to think for themselves,
Yep.
or do we just want employees who will just basically, repeat commands, or just act upon command and just repeat things? I think we should definitely, mental health should definitely be approached at school, and as well as finances,
Yeah.
teach children how to manage their money, and,
Yeah.
just stuff like tax, stuff we never got taught.
We
I'm
never
learning about
got taught
now.
that.
I don't think that's really normal.
Yeah.
So you can blame your parents, but your parents are just, they were just being, following what they were told to do. Yeah, put your children at school, and everything will be fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't want to go all kibbutzy. I don't want to, go for a very start a sectarian thing where we should just, do this. Nah, you want to go mainstream,
Yeah.
but you want the mainstream to be, just consider those challenges, which are something we will have to deal with when we grow up. So yeah, that's it. That's my opinion on life.
Oh no, but that's amazing. That's amazing. I wanted to also know, for example, what is your main drive when everything seems to fall apart? What keeps you going? What is Richard Torres fuel for shaky days?
That's an amazing question. I definitely think keeping healthy,
Yeah.
watching what I eat,
Yeah.
staying staying away from alcohol.
Yeah, very important.
Well, it's a double-edged sword as well.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword.
You have a good time with alcohol, but you feel shit the next day.
Yeah.
For the next few weeks sometimes.
Yeah.
Staying healthy. That's it. Just again, meditating. That's it. When you just feel terrible, or it's just you're not doing something right.
Yeah.
You're not seeing your friends enough. You're not feeding your brain the positive things or the positive food it needs.
Yeah.
You're not setting yourself goals. You're not looking after your body enough. You're not exercising.
Exactly.
Right now, I'm studying. I'm working, trying to maintain. Just trying to maintain or to keep up with all my hobbies and stuff. It's pretty hard. Plus, having a relationship.
Yeah.
So you don't have much time to feel bad or you're not doing well, which is good. So that's obviously being busy. I know I've never really been busy. This is the first year of being busy.
That's good.
It's good. It's good for the brain because you don't have much time to think and mull over and ruminate
Yeah.
about negative things. So what keeps me going? I suppose that as well. Achieving my goals.
Yeah.
So I can, in the future, just have time to paint and skate.
Yeah.
A lot of stand-up comedy helps me as well. I
Okay.
think that's just my personality. Dave Chappelle, Richard Pryor. I've seen that so often that it's part of my mentality kind of thing. I suppose it affects the way I see things.
Do you like Cat Williams?
And that's it,
Do you like Cat Williams?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Legend, absolute legend. ones for me. Yeah, Cat Williams, man, amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Um, that's it. That's it.
And who are your
Yeah. Yeah. Keeping fresh perspective on things, I suppose.
Mhm.
Just start getting, not taking yourself too seriously either, not being too hard on yourself. That's
yeah,
something
be kind
I'm
to
just
yourself.
learning to do right now. Just being nice to yourself. It's just
Yeah,
hard. It's so easy to just go, oh, you're a loser. You haven't done this. You can't do this.
yeah, 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 yeah,
You woke up late again, or whatever. So you have to be good to yourself. Yeah, you have to be nice to yourself. Obviously, not complacent,
yeah.
but you can't be too demanding on yourself. And definitely, you can't be too harsh or too hard on yourself.
That's true.
Just no point. So
That's true.
yeah.
But who are your who are your, how could I say, your top five giants that you look up to in your personal museum of greatness?
Um, wow. Inspiration wise,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle are up there just because the humor makes you happy. It just makes you see things differently. Um, I would also put um,
William Blake.
I'm between. I do love William Blake. I do love William Blake. I just haven't read so much of him. I
Yeah.
suppose I would put maybe Philip K. Dick up there.
Yeah.
Maybe Alan Moore.
Alan
Alan
Moore.
Moore. When it comes to literature, give me a very big, very brief second to just go over the 10 books I've read over my life.
Okay.
It's hard to choose one author in particular. I was always a big fan of Robert Louis Stevenson, H.G. Wells,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
Mary Shelley growing up.
Yeah.
What
The
science
Romantics.
fiction-y stuff, Philip K. Dick. I don't know if I've mentioned them already.
Yeah. Yeah. You mentioned him. The
It's
Romantics.
hard. It's very hard to narrow down because I'm not a massive reader. But yeah, any one of them will do. Any one of them. I'll probably put Marcus Aurelius for
Yeah.
Stoicism, even though that seems a bit cliche.
No.
But
Who
yeah,
cares?
he's
Who
been a very
cares?
big inspiration.
Who cares? It's your space.
Um,
You are the privileged host. It's, there is no wrong answer.
Come again?
I said you are the privileged host, so there is no wrong answer, basically.
No romancer.
There is no wrong answer. When you were saying it's cliche.
Yeah. It's such a hard question, though. Just tell me, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Choosing one. Yeah. I'm just gonna give you loads of options. Hopefully that will enlighten
yeah.
you or people to my crazy mind. That's it. If I could just give you a list, that'll be easier.
Okay. But for example, for like, let's say in the 20th century, like let's say you pick a writer, you pick a painter, you pick a musician, and you pick a painter. Did I say painter? An engineer maybe. So you have like the five greats according to Richard. In a narrow timeline. In a narrow timeline.
I like it. 21st century. I'd probably go with Saber. He's a graffiti artist.
Okay.
He's amazing.
Okay. Don't know him.
When it comes to writing, I would probably say, I've got one in my mind, but I can't think of who it is right now. Crap.
No worries, no worries, no worries. You did great, by the way, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. The guy flipping Fight Club.
Okay.
That guy. Elaine.
Sorry.
I don't know, something like that.
Okay. let's
When it
just
comes to
simply
engineering, yeah,
let's
carry on.
let's simplify the thing. Um, like best movie, just best movie.
Best movie?
Yeah,
Oh, Interstellar.
Interstellar. By whom? By whom?
Yeah, I end up into it every time. Christopher Nolan.
Okay, I've never seen
Christopher
it.
Nolan.
I've never seen it.
Amazing film.
I've never
Amazing
seen it.
film. There's a lot of, I think there's a lot of deeper understanding I haven't got to, or a deeper reading I haven't got to yet. But it's amazing. It's amazing. It's really, really, really good.
That's amazing. That's
Um,
amazing. That's
and
amazing.
yours?
Well, me, that's a great question. My like favorite movie of all times. Wow, that's great. That's like you know, you switch you switch the pressure, right?
Ah, welcome to my world. There you go. Test of your own medicine then. At least I didn't ask you to just tell me the five most important people of the 21st century. Yeah, not easy. I wish you'd give me some warning, man.
Okay, I
It's
will
very
say
hard.
I would not.
It's a tough question. I
It's a
probably have to get back to you on that one.
yeah, but you
But
know,
yeah, saber for graffiti.
yeah.
Music, I would probably have to say anything in Motown.
Anything in Motown, Motown record.
Otis Redding. Sorry. That's a Richard Pryor, Saber, Otis Redding.
Okay,
That's three.
that's three.
And then, I don't
Jean-Michel
know.
Basquiat,
Probably put a doctor or an architect or an engineer in there. I can't think of one. I'd probably say,
Basquiat,
Damon Song,
Basquiat. I know
Randy
we.
Mullen,
I
or
okay.
who's my favorite skateboarder? Tom Penny. There you go.
Tom
I'll go for Tom
Penny.
Penny. I've got one. Give me 1 second. I'll find somebody. Muhammad Ali. There you go.
Ye-
Oh,
wow, that's
nah,
great.
you have to go. Malcolm X. Malcolm X.
Mal-
Just because reading that book,
yep,
uh, I don't want to say it changed my life and
yep.
stuff, because, or I don't want to say I identified with it a lot. I'm not black, but well, I don't identify as black. But no, it was
It's a human experience.
incredible
It's just
read.
a human experience, a sharing of a struggle that all oppressed people
Exactly.
feel in the world. So I know I can understand, the universal, core of the message. So you don't need to be black or a minority to, for example, I greatly myself I greatly feel compassion for the people, for example, of the new nations. They're as they called in North America. The Indians
Oh
of the
yeah.
land, the original custodians of the land. I'm not of Indian descent. Maybe I might have some genes. Who knows? But
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's the human compassion in struggle, and
Yeah.
exactly, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
So there you go. I answered your question. I got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you answered it very well and with a lot of adroitness. You took your time to really reflect, to go deep, and bring out, the gems. Um, I have a
Yeah.
final question for the giant that we have here. Um, how do you see the future in 25 years? And what do you think of the cryptocurrency and the impact on the economy, basically?
Wow. Remind me to talk a bit about skateboarding before we finish, though.
Yeah, no problem.
And the world in 25 years,
Yeah,
I think if we carry on like this, we'll just obviously I think we'll be reaching incredible heights, I suppose. Also, yeah, I just look at what I like to do, which is skateboarding and painting and like self improvement, I guess.
yeah,
I think it's endless, it's limitless. We're just getting better and better at everything we do.
yeah,
Um, I think we have to be, we have to try and remain again mental health will probably be the most important thing
Oh yeah.
we have to look out for,
Yeah.
because you're just constantly reminded about the planet,
Yeah.
about corruption. There's some things that just
Destruction,
never change. There's some
corruption,
things that
yeah,
will always be the
extortion.
same.
Yeah.
There's a small group of people who basically dominate the world, and
Yeah.
financial systems. And knowledge is something that is more than readily available to everybody.
Yeah.
Yet nobody knows anything that's going on, or the most important thing, kind of thing. So that's just something we have to be careful with.
That's true.
Because if we have the possibility of knowing everything, but
Yeah.
obviously intellectual property and politics, well, not politics, it's just control, I suppose. If that gets in the way, then what kind of society are we looking at in the future, kind of thing? So you don't want to be too negative.
Yeah.
Obviously, things are getting better, when it comes to health and stuff.
For example,
But we have to keep it out, just have to be careful. I think,
okay,
again, be careful what you feed your mind,
Yeah.
and how we educate our children, I suppose. This is very deep. This is all very deep.
exactly,
But,
exactly.
yeah. It's,
So-
the world's changing so fast, we can barely keep up with it.
So,
I suppose, which is based on what
do you
we
imagine?
know now.
Yeah.
I guess we're trying to be as prepared as we can be.
So, do you imagine? Okay, so you're discarding the 1984 kind of scenario, the gloom and doom, totalitarian world, corporation, government, where we are all basically robotized, mechanized, and we function because there is that's my personal opinion. We are becoming more and more as that great visionary that was Philip K. Dick saw it. Men was becoming more machine-like, and machines were becoming more human-like. So
Exactly, that's crazy.
exactly.
Absolutely.
So what do you think of it? Like
that's
AI?
there already.
Yeah, the AI is already there, right?
Already, yeah. When you wake up in the morning and you just go to work and you don't think about anything,
Yeah.
You take your dose of coffee just to make sure you're zinged up and you're buzzing just to get to work, and you're in that state of mind, kind of thing. And you don't come back till the evening, and you're just you're tired, just want to go to sleep. And
Exactly.
same thing next day at the weekend, you either
Party
get
up.
fucked or sleep and relax,
Yeah.
and that's it. I think we're sort of there. You don't know, you're not really aware of. There's no transparency when it comes to money. We don't know where it's going, who you're working for, what you're wearing, where it came from, who the money's coming, who the money's going to.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're just cattle at the end of the day. If you stop and think about it, you are just that. You're in the matrix. It's crazy. But
there is hope. There is hope.
Don't take it too seriously either. Just try and do what makes you happy day to day as well. If you can, stick your finger up to the man once in a while, whichever way you can. Which is, I don't know, just not talking about rebellion or anything.
But stick to your guns. Stick to your guns.
Community, or talk about interesting things that don't usually get spoken about.
Yeah. Hello?
If you have the opportunity of
Yeah, I've lost you for some seconds. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. See, I mean, if you have a voice, if you have the capacity or the ability to talk to a lot of people
Yeah.
about different things, about things they don't usually talk about, then it's completely like a brave new world.
Oh,
I think
exactly, brave new
I'm
world.
realizing,
Yeah.
we should analyze culture, our cartoons, our films,
Our
television.
drugs.
I think it's definitely a lot of brainwashing going on in there. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Entertainment.
And it's just it's not even brainwashing is just entertaining your mind and literally as entertain or distract, as in the sense of distracting it.
Yeah,
You know, because
exactly.
what would these people start thinking if they were left to their own devices, kind of thing.
Yeah.
We have yet to know of a different way of society functioning. Yeah, unless we look at other cultures.
Yeah.
Having studied anthropology, I should know about these things.
Social engineering. Social engineering.
Yeah, I think we have to just, I don't know, it's crazy. It's
So how do we fight back?
times.
How do we fight back?
Beg your pardon?
How do we fight back to keep our humanity intact?
How do we fight it?
How do we fight back to keep our humanity intact? How do we fight that kind of apathy, that kind of, routinian system?
I think if you look at, on a global, larger scale, I think just societies just end up consuming themselves.
Okay.
And nature takes over again. You know, if you look at the Roman Empire,
Yeah.
Mesoamerica,
Yeah. The rise and fall.
the United States. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
I think things will happen. I don't want to be,
Pessimistic.
too negative, but things will run its course until how are you just going to spark everybody into thinking, okay, who holds the answers to anything anyway? Right? You know, who says this isn't the best way to do things?
That's true.
This is reality versus what we want, kind of thing. And obviously getting rid of hunger, and making sure everybody has, running water, drinkable water, electricity. That should be the main priority of every single government.
Exactly.
Across the world.
The necessity of everyday life.
Single government.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's not in the interest of people or of certain people for everybody to be, some lives are worth less than others. That's just the sad truth. If you just look at history, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Until now, I think people are realizing that Africa is, obviously it's always been full of rich resources, and So, but again, it's
well. Yeah, I mean, when you observe geopolitics, geostrategies, and you look at the world map, every superpower somehow has a conversion towards supposedly the motherland. They have a vested interest in having a dominion base on that part of the world because, yeah, as you said, it's so wealthy, and it's actually feeding the whole world while being impoverished. So these are human paradoxes, wealthy but poor, naturally, natural scarcity that is backed up by incredible technology, incredible resources, and creating wealth by the fact. So, I mean, yeah, it can be quite confusing, and I don't know if you have read Samuel Huntington, the clashes of civilizations.
Which one, sorry?
The clashes of civilizations.
Who's that by?
Samuel Huntington, the political scientist.
Yeah. I think I was supposed to read it.
Yeah.
Never got round to it.
Well, I strongly recommend it. You will love it.
Yeah.
You will love it.
That's what it talks about, right? Basically,
it talks about basically civilizations he really identifies civilization with religion and belief systems. So, for example, like um, he divides the world into Buddhist, Islamic, Judeo Christian, Judaic, and the other, the other beliefs. And for example, he shows that uh, the belief system is the how can I say is the operational system of a civilization. So, for example, people who are in the Middle East who believe in Muhammad, the Prophet, and others who are maybe in the Far East who believe in Buddha or in I don't know the Tao or I don't know Jainism or Hindu philosophy.
Yeah.
The mindset are not the same. Therefore, there are always clashes because human beings have that that drive to dominate others, and they always think that they're the right, the most rightful people. So he shows that yeah, exactly, the whole dynamism of history over the times and ages have been driven by these expansions of civilizations, and at a certain point it reached a climax, and he predicted that, like the 9/11 situation, he predicted it with quite uh, brilliant astuteness for his time. Like he yeah, he saw that in the Middle East and the Western culture there will be a clash because they have many interests in the same places. For example, the United States, they have so many interests in Saudi Arabia, and also the other Muslim countries, Arabic countries, don't really like that kind of copinage or that kind of, so it's a domino effect. You see, like the power struggle that is depicted. Well, I just did a very, very how could I say very synthetic summary, but basically that's the main idea behind. Um,
Amazing, amazing. That
yeah,
is pretty true and fascinating.
yeah,
Yeah, that's it. It's just, yeah, we're just basically at war. It's just, yeah, it's crazy. Crazy
exactly.
stuff, crazy stuff. And cryptocurrency,
Yeah,
I am staying away from.
really?
I think I'm just going to try and get interested in actual fine arts and just, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to crash. I
your,
don't know. I really
your
know anything
crypto
about it.
adverse.
I'm not really, I'm not really interested either.
Your
So you're big on it. You think it's the future?
I think it's the future, really.
Okay, okay,
Because
okay.
okay, let me
I'm
give you
just,
let me give you
yeah,
hints.
I don't know.
You know, we're
You
printing.
probably have to talk to our friend Alex C about that. He's very much into it as well.
Yeah,
Way more so than I am.
he's an expert. But you know what? It has been proven that in the last 2 years, the Federal Reserve, uh, the Federal Reserve has printed 40 years of wealth, of like the last printed bills in the 40 last years have been printed in 2 years, in these two last years. So imagine there is a deflation, a depreciation of value. And when you look at the evolution of things, it's as if things are becoming, like they started to become more like miniaturized, like in miniature form, and they're slowly dematerializing themselves. Like now, like it's just digits basically. And you know, before we felt the wave of the money, the symbol, the paper and everything. And even the paper, they have become smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller gradually. So basically, it's as if it's getting smaller until it disappears. you know,
Oh,
that's my take on it.
yeah, yeah.
And everything,
Yeah,
yeah,
well, there's more fake money than there is. There's more digital, whatever you want to
exactly,
call it, money than there is paper money anyway. First
ex-
of all,
exactly,
I think paper money is definitely disappearing as it is.
yeah,
Not that it had any actual real value or significant value in the first place.
no,
But yeah, I literally think as well, part of staying healthy is just trying to concentrate on your community
yeah,
and trying to see what you can do, what positive things you can do at
ex-
that level,
ex-
um, mostly, and trying to, obviously try and help, obviously try and help out others as much as
yeah,
possible.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not just think about yourself.
Being charitable.
If you do these things, if you approach these ideas, then it's good to have like a base in your own community or in your own personal life. Because
Okay.
again, if I start thinking about these ideas, it's just like getting just heading. You're heading for depression, basically.
No, that's not
But
the
it's
goal.
cool. It's
That's
cool
not
to
the
talk
goal.
about. It's a fascinating conversation. But I do not know either enough about geopolitics or cryptocurrency to
Uh,
give any kind of informed or interesting answer.
no,
Yeah, I'd love to see what happens. I know
you're too
people are
modest.
afraid of missing out. They're investing in cryptocurrency kind of thing. So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. It's hard to know what's going on.
yeah, yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
true. That's true.
yeah,
That's true.
yeah, it's all good.
That's
It's
true.
fine.
But you said at the end you would talk about skateboarding. Please do.
Yes, yes. That's one thing I can actually talk about and more or less like know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I started skateboarding when I was pretty young,
Yeah.
just messing about with it. And it's when as teenagers we used to skate together, but I was never, I was mostly into just partying, just moving around with a skateboard. I wasn't
Exactly.
really,
Exactly.
I was a bit of a wild one.
Yeah, the rebellious
So there you
phase.
go.
The
What?
rebellious youth.
The rebellious youth, man, where we had everything, but we were just angry at everyone at the same time.
Exactly.
But it's crazy. Yeah, I'm just amazed we made it.
I'm amazed too, man.
I'm amazed we're still here talking about it now.
Yeah,
It could have gone wrong in so many other ways.
in
So I think
so
I have to be grateful.
many other
And
ways. Gratitude for all,
of course,
to the
of
all-knowing,
course.
to the
That's it. I think
all-guiding. Yeah.
we should leave where the world's where the world's going to the youth. They should take care of it. They're the future. If they're going to be watching, if they're going to be tic-tacking and watching Netflix, then we're fucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So what is your legacy?
My
What is your legacy for skaters and for people that look up to you and like
as I said, yeah. Carry on. Sorry.
yeah, exactly, and how could you transmit a powerful life lesson through your passion of skateboarding?
I when I was studying, I realized partying wasn't for me anymore.
Okay.
I started getting healthier and not drinking and not smoking, and
Yeah.
obviously went through periods of just stopping doing everything and stuff.
Yeah.
Just trying to be healthier, basically. I just started looking after myself, and that's at the same time, those same years, I discovered skateboarding again.
Yeah.
Basically, fell in love with it again,
Yeah.
and that's it. It's all energy, basically. So I just got rid of that part of me that was just into self-indulgence, basically,
Yeah. Yeah.
and into something a bit more creative that keeps you healthy.
Yeah.
You get to meet a lot of interesting people.
I'm
all
proud of you,
artistically
man.
inclined as well. So
Yeah.
it's just that's a very well-known fact that it's a wonderful community of people that will always embrace you wherever you
Yeah.
go.
Like-minded. Like-minded.
It's endless. You'll never stop learning.
Yeah.
It's a good It teaches you how to deal with pain,
Yeah.
how to, think about things. It's very mental as well. You can't just go at something
Yeah.
forever and expect it to happen. You actually have to put some kind of thought process into it and analyze it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's my life lesson. Fucking skate.
Yeah.
Just skate everything and anything. Just do what you want. Obviously, draw inspiration from the people you like or admire. But yeah, try and be original with it. Just do your own thing, which is very hard. But
Yeah.
yeah, my inspirations are anybody from flipping. Oh, what do you call them videos? What were they called? X something.
Rodney
Which was
Mullen?
the first skateboarding videos where they were actually skating streets kind of thing. What was it called? X something, wasn't it? X. Shit, I forgot.
Is it Rodney Mullen and Dancehall? Or like
Yeah, I know 8th Street. 8th Street.
8th
Anything
Street?
from 8th Street video, right?
Okay.
First started doing sort of technical tricks,
Yeah.
which was amazing. Plan B.
Plan B, Second Hand Smoke. Yeah.
Video days.
Yeah, yeah.
Which were
Gleaming the
completely
Cube?
seminal and
Gleaming the Cube?
incredible videos at the time.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
and that's it. I think
Jump.
Stevie Williams, Tom Penny, all that
Tom
hip-hop
Penny.
inspired
Ed Templeton.
skateboard.
Yeah. Jamie Thomas.
And
Yeah, all these guys.
yeah. Oh, of course, all them people. We were lucky to grow up with them.
Yeah, man. These guys were so like.
Kids don't even know their names. I don't think there's just.
No, they're self-made legends. You know, urban self-made legends, and they showed us it could be done. You know, to walk a new path, a completely personal path that is never have been treated before, and you could still make it. You know, I think that's the most inspiring thing they gave me. That you can be whoever you want, but it takes sacrifice. You know, it takes pain, it takes discipline, it takes resilience, it takes humility, it takes, So they taught me a lot. They taught me a lot. They taught me a lot. And I think they taught us a lot.
Yeah, carry on.
Yeah. No. Just maybe like our last words. So after we can just wrap this up and we can pursue, after, what could you say as a last word to the world?
As a last words,
Yeah. For this interview, of course.
what's that, sorry?
For this interview, of course.
Oh, yes, of course. Just find that thing that makes you happy, which obviously isn't just
Yeah.
drinking or smoking drugs.
Yeah.
Just do it. Obviously, something challenging, something beautiful, or something worthy, and just do it. Do it as well as you can, and that's it. Just be amazing. Try and be as good as possible. With it.
Exactly.
So, that's it. If I had to describe myself, well, I'm just a regular old guy.
Oh, come
Doing
on.
his thing and just trying to be
He's too
just trying
humble.
to have
He's
fun
too
and
humble.
be-
He's too humble.
and keep it real at the same time.
Yeah. Thank you for keeping it
So
real.
there you go.
Thank you for keeping it real. Thank you for your time, great hermano querido. Thank you for honoring with your great presence. Despite the little how can I say shakes of the beginning. I think it was a marvelous experience, and I hope we'll do this very very soon again to renew this experience. The chapter 2.
You're trying to do what?
The chapter 2? Or the interview 2?
Sympathy.
The chapter 2?
No, well, I'm not understanding very well.
No, but I'm saying the part 2, part 1.
Taking the time to listen to my uninteresting life.
Oh, come on. I mean, that's the thing you should change. I think That's the thing you should work on, because you're very worthy, but at the same time you're self-denying. So, you know.
No, very demanding of myself.
Yeah, which is great.
Obviously, and you only
Which is
have
which is great.
a limit on this world to do things. So
That's true.
that would be my last thing to say. Actually, just my last words. Just choose. Don't do like me and try and do a million things at the same time. Just choose the one thing
Choose one thing.
that makes you happy. So you'll be eternally dissatisfied with everything you do.
That's true.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Exactly.
But,
Exactly.
yeah, I think there's also a power, obviously, that comes from being a polymath or being versatile or doing different things.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. That's it.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully, we can do this again.
Hope and very
Well,
soon, very soon, very soon, very soon.
at some point.
Thank you for
There's so much more we could have spoken about, and
Of
I think
course.
we should definitely do it again.
thank you very much, Richard, for the privilege, and may God bless you. Que Dios te bendiga
And
in abundancia.
yeah, yeah, hermano.
Exactly, exactly. It's